And now, the Crypt Keeper of Creepy, the provocative prince of the tweens, the nightmare from Neptune. It's Zabujard!
This guy texted me on Discord the other day, and he said, "Hey, I've got some old cartoons I saved of yours from 2015-ish, 2014. And he only had like 5 or 6 of them. But it was cool to see my old work from 10 years ago, because all that stuff is pretty much gone. I didn't save any of it because my computers were taken by my parent, and they were destroyed, and they broke, and they were lost forever, whatever, blah, 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 all this stuff 10 years ago, whatever. So I lost a ton of cartoons that I made back in the day. But some guy found a few short little ones, and it was cute to see my old ones. The problem is that back in the day, I would make a ton of E. Roger videos. And if you even make a single E. Roger video on YouTube now, they'll permaban you very shortly. It's a very evil censorship faggot rule. Gets me mad just thinking about it. That YouTube implemented out of nowhere and unrighteously banned me, permabanned me, at least 5 times or whatever. You'd think a boy would stop making E. Roger videos, but no, I had to keep making them. Should have learned my lesson that you can't. It's hard to get around the faggot, retarded, evil niggerness of YouTube with its unfair rules and its bullshit censorship rules. You can't talk about the VAX. You can't talk about the E. Roger. Can't talk about melanins. Can't talk about lots of frickin' crud. Lots of crap. Mr. Floyd. All sorts of stuff. You gotta really toe the line, and I can't stand this world, this satanic kingdom where everything is censored. Every time I see rules like that censor freedom or free speech, it just looks like it's straight from the devil's butt, because it is. People who love censorship should jump into a giant oven that is turned on with fire and flames. The people at the YouTube headquarters, when that woman visited them a few years ago, I mean, good for her. They deserve it, because their rules are so stupid. They're so stupid. Oh, I do not want to get mad about that. I've already gotten mad about that a billion times. I'm on like my 8th or 9th channel, probably my 9th or 10th channel now. Just, who fucking cares? Doesn't matter. Hey, at least I haven't been perma-banned from I haven't been banned from Newgrounds. Newgrounds is awesome. Go make a Newgrounds account. I don't know. I've been banned everywhere else too. I got perma-banned on TikTok for making Adolf videos, which you also probably can't make on YouTube. Perma-banned off Dailymotion. Perma-banned off fucking all sorts of sites. You know what? I wasn't banned off BitChute either, but that site's crap. And I wasn't banned from Rumble, and Rumble's good for uploading really long, 3-hour videos. On Rumble, I post my entire series of cartoons. So I have got 16 episodes of Daisy's Destruction up there. That is a series I made. That's a creepy one. And it's like a 2-hour-long series I made. So I just put all the episodes together into one big video, and I just post them on YouTube. The other series that I've made over the years that I've posted on YouTube that are several hours, on Rumble, that are several hours long, are the Jan series, the Raindrop series, Peppa Pig series, A lot of these are kind of creepy, scary ones. Raindrop series, Jan series, Peppa Pig series, Daisy's Destruction series, the Nig Whisper series. It's a cartoon about a guy who always whispers the N-word all the time, and it's a pretty long series that I made. What other ones? Man, there's a bunch. There's a Tunnel of RAPE series. Not a ton of episodes on that. And then I did Monsters Inc., but I've only done 5 episodes of that so far. So if the series goes on a long time, then I'll usually put into a big video. If I was to compile all my podcasts into one video, I've done it before, but the sound gets messed up with the video. But it'd be like, at least like 20 to 400 hours long. So probably won't do that anytime soon again, because it's just too long. But you'll notice I made a playlist this week because of someone's comment where he said just put all your NEET podcast videos into a playlist, and it took me like 1 second. So thank you for recommending that, whoever you were. I forgot your name. So all the podcasts from this current channel, which is 76 or so, are now in a playlist that should appear on the sidebar of these podcast videos if you guys want to watch the earlier ones, which are even more psychotic and neurotic and schizophrenic and very wild and out there, from around when this channel was created, which was about a year ago, I think, which I haven't been permabanned in about a year maybe, so that's pretty cool. Usually my channels don't last very long, as you know. They last about a year or less, and they get permabanned, and I have to make a new one. And I do have a new one, which some of you guys subscribe to. So make sure you subscribe to my new one, just in case this one gets permabanned, but I think I don't have 3 strikes on this one yet. I think I'm at like 1 or 2 strikes, or maybe even 1 strike. So I might have some room to mess around on here, just in case I get a strike for something retarded, which I inevitably probably will, probably for using bad words like N-words or something like that, or FAG words, or whatever it is. Yeah, so I've been doing the podcast now, I don't know how long, maybe 5 or 10 years or something like that. Yeah, they're fine. And I only have 75 of them up on this channel. If you guys want, I have even more on my my SSD drive, which I could upload on this channel, along with a bunch of old cartoons. It's just a pain to re-upload all my old stuff every time I'm permabanned on a YouTube channel. But I should go ahead and count and see just how many NEET podcasts I have on my SSD drive, because I've been trying to make sure I now keep my stuff archived, at least since the last 5 years or so, or 3 years or something like that, when I bought an SSD drive a few years ago, because I'm tired of losing all my videos and my content. Yeah, the older podcasts are even crazier. Definitely a lot of mental angst and mental anguish and screaming in my voice and my brain going on. Of course, during that time, for about 10 years, I was on antipsychotics and neurotics and depressants and crescents and fucking fuggers. And, yeah, I don't really appreciate being on medicine for that long. The only thing that bothers me, on meds or off meds, is at these night jobs or at these day jobs, my brain just gets a little fried sometimes, I think from the boredom. And of course, at my house, sometimes my brain would get fried from the boredom. Or from the medicine or whatever. My brain would feel fried, and I would get these terrible symptoms in which my brain and body were buzzing, or my head just feels so uncomfortable, like it feels in anguish. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's annoying. And I get these symptoms where I just, it's like you feel so bored in your head that you feel like you're about to explode like a balloon. And it drives you crazy. And those were the symptoms, there's no one else having these symptoms that I've ever met. Everyone has their own gay personal symptoms that they deal with. I do like to think that maybe being off the meds, it's improved, maybe. I think definitely stopping drinking has helped a lot with all those weird symptoms I get. I think a lot of those had to do with hangovers or drinking or whatever. Probably mixing. It didn't help that I was on head meds for 10 years and I was having a few alcoholic drinks once in a while. And I think the mixture of those two things also caused terrible brain symptoms the day after, horrible. And I would go to work after getting drunk one night or whatever, and then all day at work for like 1 or 2 hours, I would feel super buzzed like a bumblebee. I couldn't focus on anything. I was just in a lot of mental anguish and pain or something from the hangover beer mixing with my medicine. But you gotta deal with it when you're in your 20s, baby. That's how the baby rolls when you're drinking and going to work. And then you gotta be a big fat baby about it, baby. You need to make it in this town, in your 20s, you want to have a beer sometimes. That's just how it is in your 20s sometimes. I'm not, is it cringe? Yeah, but in your 20s, you're just doing some fun, cringy stuff. I don't know. So, that's, yeah. But I think I'm still pretty bored at my house sometimes, but I don't know. I just need to figure out a new hobby to do, or build a gym in my room. So that's what I'm going to try to focus on, just trying to find some sort of hobby I can do to distract my hands and my eyes and my brain and my balls. So yeah. And it'd be easier to do my computer hobbies if my mouse worked. But my mouse never works. It's a piece of shit mouse, even though it's really expensive. It was a gift from Jan, but I can't figure out how to get a working mouse in my hands. After I broke my last mouse due to gamer rage. Hashtag men have emotions too. I think it's much easier for me to express anger than any other emotion. Probably. So I would play my favorite game, Heroes of the Storm, and I'd lose, and then I think I threw my mouse at the wall and it just exploded. And that was my favorite mouse. It was a perfectly good mouse. It worked perfect. Ever since then, nothing has felt right in my life when it comes to mouse selection. Okay, I've tried all the mice in the world. They don't work. They don't work right. Something's wrong with them. It's like a mouse curse. I've kind of realized it's a sort of mouse curse that I'm undergoing through always not having a mouse that works. I use my mouse on a plank of wood from Home Depot. Maybe that's the problem. I've tried on a mouse pad, it still doesn't feel right. The mouse shakes and jitters all the time, and nothing I can do fixes it. It's a problem with the sensor. But this is a brand new mouse, and I've barely abused it with my hand and my dick and my fist. So you can't just say it's the sensor. I mean, it is the sensor, but I don't know how to fix it. And the mouse pad, I feel like, doesn't fix it. I could just whine and complain about my mouse problem for days, and I already have. So please, I need to try to stop doing that. All I know how to do in my life is whine to people. Feels like all I can do nowadays is whine about everything that's going wrong with my current state. There's a lot. Just constant whining. I can't stand it. I can't stand victimizing and victimhood and victims. Everyone's got it hard. Everyone has it hard. And you can whine about it, it's fine, but just don't overdo it. Like, everyone should be whining. If everyone was whining about their problems, then nothing would ever get done, because this world is nothing but problems. Everyone has a hard life. Everyone whines, maybe. And just get it out of your system, and then just go fucking make a smoothie. You know, just get it out. Just don't even think about it. You know, everybody's got it hard. So all the whining, all the excuses, just stop. Just shut the heck up and stop. I'm just sick of it. Sick of victimhood, victim blaming, victimizing, self-medicating, self-delusions, people creating up diseases they have. I've got bipolar. I've got multiple personality. One day I'm Wendy from the restaurant Wendy's. Next day I'm the King from Burger King, who's a man. Which restaurant am I going to be tomorrow? Ronald McDonald from the McDonald's establishment? You know, so that's my thoughts on that. All the Gen Z Zoomers, which they've got a billion different pronouns and sexual fluid genders or whatever, they've all been brainwashed. It's very sad. They're like Satan's army of clowns that are coming to attack. You know, it's just, I don't even know what to say about it. This world is making people weak, retarded, lame, and gay, literally gay, and feminized and masculinized and demonized and dirty knees, look at these, Japanese, Chinese, Philippines, penis, and all, you know, this evil, wicked realm is just making people weak. That's why there's the term weekdays and weekend. Weekend. You're weakened on the weekend. And during the work, they're the weekdays. And you're in a weekdays during the weekdays. You're dazed and confused, and you're weak during the weekdays. And then you get to the weekend, and you're weakened, and you just want to have a beer because you're all tired. And it's cringe. So I don't know. What was I? Why did I bring this up? I don't remember. The point is they're making people slaves. What we need to do, start our own community. Call it Jer's Utopia. We'll all start hunting meat rabbits and farming meat rabbits and chickens. We'll have delicious farm fresh food and eggs every morning. And we'll have free water and electricity, maybe. And I don't know, it'll be perfect. And we won't be living like cucked fag slaves all the time, which is what this current society is. Just a bunch of weak slaves, partying on the weekend, working their lives away during the weekdays, not farming, not hunting, you know, sexting, whatever. It's just, this society is gay. I wish I was born Amish, I really do. At least then I'd be doing something. I'd be a somebody. I'd be doing stuff. Might even have a wife if you catch my drift, you know. So it'd be perfect if I was born in a different Amish community, but I was born in the South California lifestyle. And I don't even surf. You know, I'm not even a surfer, so I really don't belong here because I'm not a surfer. I knew when I was born in Fagifornia and I don't surf that I was a fish out of water, because this place is kind of a surfer's paradise. Catch my drift. So, you know, the millennial kingdom theory. So it says that Jesus already came back and he already left again on a spaceship or whatever, and that's why he's taking forever to come back to the earth realm. It's because he already came back and then reigned for 1,000 years, and then him and the last civilization left, and now you and me are here to clean up the crap, and that this is called the little season, and it's New Testament stuff. So write in the comments if you think Jesus already came back and then took people with him. Or write in the comments if you think you're gonna be raptured or whatever. So yeah, there's a deal on my Patreon. New Patreon members get exclusive content to my biggest piss jug collection pictures. Nah, I've been thinking about doing that. I probably won't, though. It's just something funny I thought of yesterday. Like, hey, it'd be funny to get more Patreon members. Exclusive piss jug pictures like the girls on OnlyFans do, except they, no, I guess that is exactly what they do. They sell their spit. E-girls sell their spit and their whiz on OnlyFans. They don't sell it on Patreon, but they sell it. They probably sell it on their OnlyFans. They sell and smell their own fart gas in jars, their own whiz, their own spit, their own hair, their own undergarments. They probably sell just about everything on their OnlyFans. That word garment is a word that I like, because that word garment is very important, because it's used in the Old Testament and in the Kabbalah and in the Zohar, because like I said before, Job, in the book of Job, he didn't agree with God's judgment of his life and God's decisions on. God kind of made his life pretty hard. If you know the story of Job, God and the devil had what's it called? Like a contest to see if Job would be a good boy or a bad boy. And Job, the Kabbalah, I think, teaches that, or the Zohar, one of them, teaches that Job, when he died, he went up to heaven and he was naked because he didn't have a garment, because he disagreed with God's judgment or something like that. So basically, it's a story about when you die, you go up to heaven to see the angels, and you'll go up naked without a garment. But while you're alive here in this realm, you're creating a garment for yourself through your good deeds and your relationship with Hashem and stuff. And so while you're here in this realm, you're kind of like a seamstress, creating your own clothing garment, which then you put on and you wear. And then when you get up to like the heavenly realm, when you die, you're not naked. Because some people get up there and they're naked and they don't have a garment, is what the story is trying to say here. And the interesting thing about that, if I may continue, is that the only person who got a rainbow garment was Moses, in the Old Testament called Moshe. It's called the Shekinah. It's called the rainbow. So Hashem sent down an offering of the rainbow, and this is a special garment that was given only to Moses, and only Moses alone, so that Moses could basically ascend and learn all these deeper mysteries, and so that Moses could have a very personal relationship with the Shekinah and with God by wearing this rainbow garment that was only ever given to Moses. But every Friday on the Sabbath, the Shekinah comes down and blesses us on Friday and Saturday. And even the people in hell get a break from torture on Fridays because of the Shekinah, because of God's, what's it called? God's, I forgot the word, like God's I don't remember the word. Because of God's trust with us, or presence with us, love with us on Friday. The Sabbath, Shekinah comes down, blesses us, and yeah. But originally, that was for Moses, which is very interesting. So Moses has like a very special garment that he wears. So there you go. Moses was not of this world. He was literally like of the heavens above. How do I know that? Because the Zohar says that when the story of Moses, that he came down a river and was found by the Pharaoh. The Old Testament, whenever they say the word Pharaoh, they're talking about Malkuth. They're talking about earth. They're talking about this realm, this world, this material gay realm is the Pharaoh, the evil, frickin' like worldly Malkuth realm, okay? Pharaoh is this world realm. Moses came down from a higher place, down a long winding river. He came down from the upper worlds, down to the shit world where we are. He's a special boy. I don't know how often that happens. Maybe never again. How often do you find a person who comes down from the upper realms down a river and is caught by the Pharaoh? And he came down for a reason. Obviously to like teach us stuff and stuff. So that's the huge clue that he came from the upper realms, because he comes down a river, is caught by the Pharaoh. And that's also, I think, why God gave him that garment, so that he would not have a normal death. He would have a death where, he goes like back up to those upper worlds or whatever, because he's got that special garment on him, because that's where he's from. He came from those upper places. He came down here to help. Maybe Jesus did too, you never know. But Moses definitely did. So that's just like a cool little thing that some people don't know. He was a special boy. And he had a speech impediment. He didn't speak very he didn't speak very fluidly. The Old Testament says that he wasn't the greatest speaker, kind of a slow speaker boy. But anyways. The coolest comment I got from a person IRL in real life is that they said, Jer, I can tell you've got the fear of God in you. And I like that. And, I got this other comment yesterday that I really liked, too. And this guy was concerned I was having a schizophrenic outburst or something. I don't know what he was talking about, but he said, you've been preaching for a few years now. Like, what's going on? And I thought, oh my gosh, this guy considers me a preacher. I'm so honored. I'm so honored to hear people consider me sort of a preacher or a fear of God person. That really touches my heartstrings and my heart. And I'm sure I can tell you guys have the fear of God in you, probably even more than me. You guys could preach if you wanted to, maybe. Or you have your own gift that God Hashem has given you, that you guys do all the time without even realizing it, maybe. And I can tell already. So there you go. And God sees our trials, our tribulations, our struggles, and He sees us from the heavens. He sees us, or wherever He is. He sees us going through what we're going and trying our best and trying hard to overcome everything. To overcome the bad, the temptations, the good, the everything. We're not supposed to be bad here. And we're not supposed to be perfect here either. That's another issue a lot of people have with Jesus Christ, okay? In the Kabbalah realm, is that the Kabbalah says you're supposed to be on the middle pillar, which was created the same day that Earth Malkuth was created, which is why God said that day was good on the third day. Was it the second day or the third day? Third day, I think. Second day, heaven and hell was created. He did not say it was a good day because hell was created. You don't like creating hell. It's not a good place to go. But on the third day, He said this was a good day because He created the middle pillar and the earth. The middle pillar is a middle pillar that goes through the tree of life. Okay? If you've seen the tree of life diagram, it's the middle pillar. The left side represents a bunch of stuff, including the female, and the right side represents a bunch of stuff, including the male. You want to be that middle pillar. And Jesus Christ being perfect, obviously he'd be on the right side, which is like the holiest, or it's like a holy, it's like the perfect righteous side, right? Or no, wait. Maybe I have them mixed up. Maybe the left. I forgot which one. No. I can't remember now. Anyways, the point I'm trying to say is you don't want to be evil like people on the left. It's called the left-hand path, or the left side of the tree, or whatever, right? Okay. But you don't want to be, you can't be like too perfect holy either on the right side. You're supposed to be right in the middle. And there's verses I can quote that prove this, but I cannot remember what they are. But there's one verse that comes to mind from the New Testament that goes against this, I think, which is when Jesus Christ says, if you're too cold or too hot, if you're lukewarm, I'll spit you out of my mouth. But if you're too cold or you're too hot, then that's good with me. In this verse, I believe he is disgracing the middle pillar. He's saying, look, I want you on the left evil side or the right perfect good side. I don't want you in the neutral middle side, that lukewarm. I haven't heard anyone ever talk about this before, but that's just kind of what comes to my mind when I think about this middle pillar stuff from the Kabbalah Old Testament stuff. So I'm not sure what you guys think about that. You know, we never really know. Maybe our purpose is to care for our aged, dying mothers when we're 50 years old or 40 years old. Maybe some people's purpose is bloom. These are called bloomers, even late bloomers. Maybe we're late bloomers of Hashem's purpose, and our purpose is to take care of our aged mothers when we're 40 or 50 or 60 years old. Maybe Hashem created us for that reason, to help someone out when we get older. I'm a NEET. What do I do all day? What do I do with my life? Maybe you're just too young. Maybe you have to wait a couple decades before you start kind of blossoming into your role as a helper person. I don't know. And, I mean, you never know. You never know. And, yeah, I ordered some Carlos Jr. off the app, and it actually went through. I've tried to do it a bunch of times before, and it doesn't go through because I try to use the deal. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I made a video about this. You make a new account on Carlos Jr. app, on the app. You can use your Google account, and then you get one free item. You can get a free giant burger. So I got the breakfast biscuit burger, but I'm going to take the bacon off because I'm trying to do the Jewish kosher thing. So if you guys were here, I would give you the bacon, because you're not supposed to eat bacon. But hopefully they make my meal on time. Last time they were like 25 minutes late that I was sitting in the driveway for like 20 minutes, 25 or 30 minutes waiting for them to make a single burger. So it's two Hispanic women who run that place there. Maybe they're on drugs, I don't know, but it took them 25 minutes to make a burger that I ordered a long time ago. So we'll see if they actually make the meal on time. This time I ordered it like 50 or 40 minutes in advance. So we'll see if they can manage to make it, but don't hold your breath, because I wouldn't be surprised if it's definitely not ready when I get there. But I'll actually have a tasty goy slop breakfast, so that'll be kind of a cool treat. And I ordered a cookie, but I probably won't eat the cookie, because their cookies kind of taste like crap. I ordered the cheapest thing possible for the free item. So you can get a cookie for $1.39. It's insane, epic prank hack deal. And first day of work is over, thank Hashem. Gotta do one more tomorrow night. And then I can chill out for 5 days, as usual. I talked to my coworker who was fired here because he was hacking the devices and he was being an evil prick, which is weird because he didn't seem like an evil freak, but then turns out he was hacking the equipment, raising hell. Turned out he was an evil freak or doing some really evil stuff here at the company. I don't know why. It didn't seem evil. Anyways, he told me he worked night shift for a few years and it started making his organs fill with blood and he was bleeding on the inside. He had to be hospitalized, all this stuff. And I said, oh my God, I hope that doesn't happen to me. And he's like, yeah, it won't. Because he was probably working full time and I'm only working 2 days a week. So hopefully my organs don't start bleeding. That being said, my sleep schedule is a little bit all over the place, as is my constipation schedule. So there's definitely some issues that come abound with a night job type lifestyle. But I've always been a nighttime night owl neat. We're always alone. We're always kind of alone in this realm. It's really just us and God. Everyone else is just kind of too busy most of the time, especially if you work at night. Everyone else is too busy being asleep. But even during the day, people are busy with work or whatever they do. So it turns out that being a neat boy or just being a boy or girl in general in this realm, especially a boy, because it's hard to get a dang wife these days, although it's probably hard to get a husband as well sometimes for these ladies nowadays, because they just end up getting divorced half the time, right? Most people get divorced now. Cringe. So, anyways, a lot of people are probably lonely right now, and this is indeed sort of a lonely realm, I think. I think this is just a lonely place where it's just us and Hashem. And we're just kind of on our own, sort of. And so we gotta cope with that, or at least I do. I think if I had a wife or something, I'd maybe feel a little bit less lonely. Maybe that's not true, but I think it might be true. But you never know. I honestly have no idea. I've never been married. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I feel like maybe if you're married, you feel less alone. Maybe. I don't know. It's like having a friend with you all the time, I would imagine. So maybe it would get on your nerves, but I don't know. Anyways. The closest I'm going to get to gals is freaking e-girls, probably. And even that's questionable if I can even get a dang e-girl. Because it's just hard these days to rope in a sucker. Most people are, I don't know. It's just hard to find a partner now for people, I think. So I don't know what to tell you. These are like lonely times, maybe. Some people say, oh, these are end times, so everyone's going to be alone and stuff during the end, so it doesn't matter. You shouldn't be finding a husband or wife. You should be focusing on prayer to Hashem and studying the mysteries and studying God's Word as much as possible, which I get, but I don't even know if it's the end times. That's more of a Christian thing. Specifically a New Testament thing. So so what do you guys think about? Do you guys think... I'm trying to think about other things other than, And so I'm trying to think of hobbies to do. And I was scrolling on Twitter and this self-improvement Chad popped up on my timeline. I listened for a little bit and then I blocked it. I'm like, oh God, is Twitter trying to send me these gay self-improvement bullshit? What are they called now? Pickup artist boys or something? Pickup artist people? I'm like, oh, it's gross. And he said, like, it's not, you don't focus on nofap, you focus on something else. That's the trick. And that's the trick to beating any of your obsessions. And so instead of focusing on, oh, I hope my nofap's going well, you have to focus on something totally different, like trees. And then I was thinking, well, what the hell do normies think about all day? So write in the comment what you think about most of the day, and I'll try to do that. Most people, maybe they think about cooking. I don't like to cook, so don't even mention that. Hiking, hiking's good if there was more places by my house to hike. I know a lot of people always say cooking is the number one thing that people should do. I just don't got the motivation to go to the frying pan and cook something most of the time. I just don't care. I'm gonna go to Carl's Jr. in a minute, get some goy slop. I mean, that's not cooking. It's not cooking. So I'm going to see if my coworker's here so I can get the hell out of here. God bless you guys and your families, and I hope everything's going fantastic with you. And yeah, stay prayed up and stuff. It's good to always pray or whatever. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, probably tomorrow. Bye-bye. There is evidence about this realm that this realm is very strange and very weird. And I have two very large pieces of evidence that can corroborate this, and that this realm could be so unbelievably strange that it is beyond even our own comprehension whatsoever at all. You know, I was thinking about this the other day, now that to go off on another tangent, how truly wicked this place could be, that it's probably unthinkable. And I say that because this year I learned of something so wicked and disgusting that I've never even known about before, due to an image from the deep web that was surfaced on 4chan or something. And this image was of a woman, and she had her legs and her hands all sawed off and turned into nubs with tape around the nubs. And so this woman was a paraplegic, and the Illuminati cut off her legs and arms so that she couldn't escape. And there's women like this underground in Illuminati evil Satan bases who are used as sex dolls, sex slaves. So they're kept alive, but they're used only for having sex with. And they have no arms or legs to run away from. And I learned about this over the last year, and it was so depraved and disgusting. I never even heard about this theory. A famous Illuminati evil artist painted this painting of these youngsters, as we can call them on YouTube, who had their arms and legs cut off in these same positions. So you know it's real, that this is a real thing that they're doing. It makes you think, what other unthinkable things is going on underground that we can't even fathom because of the pure wickedness of it? And I tried to think of the most evil, depraved things that could possibly be going on underground besides the living sex doll thing. And I couldn't really think of much besides the common torture and stuff like that and rapping or whatever. It made me think of the Black Mirror episode where they put the VR helmet on the people and they're stuck in a never-ending hell torture for their whole lives. And when they die, they're reincarnated into their body brain only to be in hell again and be tortured for eternity using VR headsets that simulate real pain receptors. I think because Black Mirror made an episode on it, it's most likely real, and that's probably what they're doing underground. Stuff like that that's so sci-fi, surreal, and evil that we can't even imagine on a scale of how evil things truly are in this disgusting realm. Anyways, on to the next point. This realm is also so unbelievably strange, and that, you know, if you look back 100 years, there's all these extremely beautiful buildings that weren't built by our civilization, probably built by giants in all of our towns. You know, our city hall buildings, our libraries, our whatever. There are these giant, massive buildings made out of pure marble with beautiful geometry made perfectly, like made out of a 3D printer, except on a giant scale. So who built those? Why are they here? Why are we here? Where did those people go? Were they flooded out by a mud flood or something? Did Jesus come on a spaceship and take them away? Did they go to other far-off lands beyond Antarctica? That's what I'm thinking. Did they go underground? Did they go into the heavens above? I have no idea. Next point I want to make is that all over the world as well, there is mountains. Mountains that look like giant humans, and mountains that look like giant animals. And when I say giant, I mean they're so big they're the size of a mountain. They're the size of Mount Everest, except it's a giant elephant, or a giant bird, or a giant, well, they look like dragons. A lot of them look like giant dragons, like giant dinosaur dragons from Jurassic Park. Except they're so big, they're basically the size of an entire city. And is our realm and all the dirt. What is dirt, by the way? It's just like a weird substance made from sand and rocks and or calcified bodies, because our bodies turn to dust when they die. Is all the dirt, sand, and rocks we find under our feet right now the result of dead life forms, giant dead dinosaur dragons that we are now stepping on? What happens if one of these dinosaurs under our feet wakes up and it's the size of a country, of an island? Are all of our continents just a giant fucking dragons that died and now they're taking up space in the water? I've seen giant fossilized mountains that have the backs of giant lizards. So, is our realm just built on the dead bodies of giant monsters? I think so. I think Godzilla and stuff like that could be in our backyard, buried underground, except they're the size of our town. What happens when one of these fags wakes up? Well, I don't think it would be good, because I think they just step all over all of us. Maybe that's what Godzilla was trying to tell us, that these monsters are going to wake up and step on us. In fact, I think one of them could have woken up during the eclipse this year, since there was dragon sightings in the clouds this year, a giant dragon. So I'm just waiting for it to land, because I've seen it flying around in videos. There's also a giant water dragon that's supposedly been spotted off the coast of Gayville or wherever. South Africa, Australia. So yeah, that's just more proof that this realm is extremely strange and that we truly know nothing about anything that's going on here. And it's very bizarre. When it comes to the OnlyFans epidemic, or the Erev Rav owned adult film industry epidemic, who also own Hollywood and own the movie theaters and the TV industry. It's all owned by a group of non-practicing JEWSs called the Erev Rav, who I've talked about, who are a sect of Judaism where they came about a long time ago as Sabbatian Frankist Satanists, where they do everything in reverse and commit as much evil as possible to bring the Jewish Messiah to the earth realm as fast as possible, which, if it wasn't so evil, would actually be pretty admirable, right? Trying to bring the Messiah here as fast as possible. I think everyone wants the Messiah here as fast as possible, wants God here closer to us as fast as possible. The problem is they're going about it in the most evil way possible, which I think is not good. If you don't know what the heck I'm saying, you'll have to Google Sabbatian Frank, and then you can find some cool documentaries on him on BitChute and Rumble and stuff. Anyways, when it comes to, this is a really hot take, whoa, watch out, Zoomers. When it comes to the OnlyFans epidemic, is this women's fault or men's fault? Let's dive deep into this riveting topic of battle of the sexes. No girls watch my YouTube channel anyways, or girls probably go on YouTube, but they probably watch the makeup channels. They're not going to find this channel. Because, I don't know, men and women are different. Women don't watch any of my stuff. It's all men. So this is the argument, is it men's fault for being horny and paying OnlyFans models? Or is it women's fault for whoring their bodies for pictures and videos to sell to the men who want to pay and get horny from their actions, from the women's actions? Who's more at fault here? Is it the men who are horny and want to spend money on whores? Or is it the women's fault for being whores? And this is going to be a pretty gay conclusion, but I'll say it's 50-50. Whoa, you weren't expecting that, were you? It just feels kind of balanced to me. It feels like 50% of the women are OnlyFans whores for cash, and they only make $200 a month at that. Most of them, I heard online, only make about $200 or less, so they're barely even making money, but they're still becoming porn stars. So you lose all your dignity for $200 a month. Cringe. But on the opposite side, it's just as equally as cringe, because the men are paying that money to the women to jerk off to you and look at naked, even though they're not his wife, of course. Hell, they could be some guy else's wife, and her husband doesn't mind. That makes it even worse, right? Yikes. There are couples like that. Yikes, yikes. So, whose fault is it? The men for paying $200 a month, or the women for becoming a porn star for $200 a month? I don't really know or care. It depends on... You guys can write in the comments who's more at blame and who's more at fault. Are women holier than men, or are men holier than women? I have no idea, because I don't really talk to many women. I'd assume more women are holier than men, since they're less horny-ish, maybe, but I really have no idea, because I really don't know much about women at all, because I pretty much don't talk to, like, any women. So write in the comments your thoughts on whatever that stuff is. Yeah. Turtles are the biggest neets because they are very slow and very gentle and very peaceful and very chill. And that's turtles. And I don't think they really hurt anybody. Some people have argued that spiders are the most neat creature because they're solitary and but the thing about spiders is they're kind of carnivorous predators. And I don't think neets are like that. I think neets are more gentle, like a sloth. You know what, maybe sloths are the most... No, sloths have too many children sometimes. Well, they don't have that many children. But still, they're having children, so I think maybe sloths are... I mean, with spiders, they just crap out some eggs and leave. You know, they're not really... I don't think they're doing a whole lot of parenting. And I don't think there's a whole lot of parents who are neets. I mean, there are if they're melanins on welfare or something, but in general, I think maybe spiders are maybe the most neatly animals. You can write in the comments what you guys think the most neat-ish animal is in the animal kingdom. I also think that jellyfish are a strong contender. I always thought I could be a jellyfish, since they just kind of float around in the water for their whole life and then die. And then they're sort of reborn, and then they just kind of float again. It makes me think that we're somehow connected to jellyfish because they're very chill creatures and they just kind of float around. And sure, sometimes they get eaten by seals or other animals, orca whales or something, but I don't even know if they care about being eaten that much. They probably just don't care that much and they get eaten, so. And they get eaten by squids and octopuses, I believe. You know, octopuses are pretty cool creatures because they're so smart. I just don't like how they only live for like 6 months. But maybe that's better than living for like 90 years like you and I might. I think I got at least another 1 or 50 years left in the tank here in this Earth realm. Realistically, probably like 1 to 20 years. Or 1 to 10 years, but you never know. But maybe we could be like octopuses, and they only live for 6 months. That's why you got to thank God. You don't know how long you'll be alive. There's a lot of aborted fetuses in this realm that don't really get a big shot at life, and they're aborted at hospitals and sold to devil-worshipping cults who eat them afterwards and drain the blood and stuff. So you just don't know what's going to happen because we could have been aborted at birth, you and I. And it's just, you never know how much time you have. You might be like Jan and think, okay, I'm about to be born, I'll have a nice little life. And then bam, a pair of scissors comes in the womb and cuts your little head off. And then all of a sudden you're aborted fetal body in some woman's dead barren womb all of a sudden. Cut apart and sold for parts to a satanic group to drink you up and slurp you up and eat you up. So you don't know how much time you have. And I don't know, maybe octopuses are okay with living 6 months. Maybe they're fine with that, but it just doesn't seem like a very long time for such an intelligent creature. Even other intelligent creatures like dolphins and orangutans live for decades. Cats and dogs don't live for very long. Turtles, boy, they live hundreds of years. They live a long time, those turtles. Yeah. I don't really get why owls are seen as so wise and smart, because they're actually pretty dumb, retarded creatures. So it's kind of funny that they're seen as wise. Same thing with snakes as well. Now that I think about it, they're fucking retards. They eat their own tails and they eat themselves alive. Kind of like a dog eats its own tail, except a snake will do that and literally eat itself and kill itself by eating itself alive. Snakes and owls are dumb, nigger, retarded creatures, and they're not smart. And yet, so why are they always seen as wise? That's always crossed me in a weird way. That's always bothered me. I'm going to have to look into that later and Google that, and I'll let you guys know why they're seen as smart when they're actually dumb, ass, idiot, nigger, retard, idiot creature animals. And they're not smart. They're not smart. Octopuses are smart. Owls and serpents are not smart. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says. It doesn't matter to me. That's what I think about animals. That's what I think about snakes and owls and serpents. There is evidence about this realm.
Now it's time to have a snuggle with my very best friend in the whole wide world. You. Well, I'm glad you could come over. See you soon. Bye. And the clown jumped over the moon.